Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News. Had a few videos already today, the Week 7 recap, and we're going to dive farther into that. The idea of the therapy session being exploitative. As we know, Genevieve had a hard time opening up. Her soul, that is, and she discussed that she had never been to therapy and she's always kind of dealt with matters on her own. And of course, Clayton's like, well, let's put you on the therapy group date then. And they do, 5 or 6 people on the therapy group date with a psychotherapist. Is that what they call them these days? I don't know. Either way, at least they had a professional. No offense to Nick Vial, but it's at least it's not him leading some prayer circle here. So we'll get into this story. Do me a favor. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, right down there. And also, we're recording this live on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. So I'll play some of your Patreon comments as they come in, but we're already having some. So Veronica said, the timing was horrible. It's like getting dumped during sex. It has way more to do, probably, but it came off as cold and insensitive. Now, of course, we don't know exactly why Genevieve was sent home, but what we do know is that she was sent home during a therapy session where everyone was supposed to open up. So it was kind of like the idea where she was sent home and then the next person's supposed to go into therapy and they're like, all right, I'll tell you anything you want. What do you need to know, G. Easty is in the Patreon chat, said, just the timing of Clayton letting Genevieve go in the middle of the therapy session before other women went changed the whole framing into a very high-stakes situation. Absolutely. Now, was Clayton going to get rid of Genevieve already? 99%. I mean, he knew who was going next. He probably didn't know exactly when or how. And the producers are like, all right, after Genevieve doesn't talk, now's the time to get her out of there. Get her gone. It does make it right, by all means. Now, like we've said, we've had these group date therapies where Caitlin Bristow leads a therapy session. And, there is some sort of ethical question where, are we going to pretend like we're doing therapy? Do people realize that this isn't how therapy goes? Does this scare people away from therapy? Amanda Stanton, formerly on Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, and maybe other games, she's been around for a while, said, we've been watching The Bachelor this season, and I have to say, something about the multiple therapy dates this season is rubbing me the wrong way.
Oh my God.
I understand where they were trying to go with it, but forcing girls to open up on national TV and then literally judging their sessions or sending them home and making them feel bad if they don't open up enough is just not it. There's a reason therapy is a private thing, and I don't think this is a good representation of therapy or helping to end the stigma around mental health. Just had to say it. Yeah, if I was Genevieve, I'd be like, listen, and they would never air this, but I'd be like, listen, you want me to go to therapy, Clayton? Sure, I'll do therapy the next time you take me on a one-on-one date. Hello? You want to get therapy during a group date? Nah, playa. That's like when you're, if you've ever dated a guy and he's like, come on, we'll hang out with my buddies at basketball. It's like, you're going to take me out. I'm going to wear a short red dress and other men are going to stare at my legs and you're going to like it and you're going to pay for wine and a dessert after. Is that how it works? I don't know. It's been a while since I've dated. I don't know. I think that's how it works. But Clayton's like, no, come on, we'll do a group date. 2 birds, 1 stone. Why don't we, Clayton, why don't you just do a group fantasy suite date at this point? What's everyone bringing to the table? Genevieve's not opening up. All right, so of course, Bustle put together a sort of article of different people. Let's reformat this right there. Oh, there it is. Not another therapy date on The Bachelor. Vulnerability and communication are obviously integral to a strong relationship, and therapy can be a really helpful tool to maintain those things. But that doesn't mean The Bachelor needs to continually subject contestants to surprise therapy sessions. Yeah, there's no consent here. You can't consent to wanting therapy when you're on a show that's going to kick you out if you don't do the therapy. The franchise, it would be nice to be like, listen, Clayton, as much as I love therapy, because Sarah was like, I love therapy. I go to therapy all the time. It's the best. And then the therapist is like, she's kind of, coming off a little disingenuous. But it would be nice if someone was like, you know what, I'm going to pass this one up. I feel like this is not the proper place for me to share my feelings. The franchise is known for getting contestants to open up about their personal traumas on one-on-one dates, but increasingly, it's featured actual therapy or at least a feigned version of it. During both Katie Thurston's season of The Bachelorette and Clayton Eckhart's season of The Bachelor, previous Bachelorettes hosted group therapy dates in which the contestants were prompted to share their innermost vulnerabilities. Clayton's season took it further and included a second therapy-themed date. Yeah, how boring. Genevieve in particular struggled with the date, and she hadn't been to therapy before, and expressed that she specifically avoided it because she doesn't like talking about things in her past. Ultimately, her inability to open up led to Clayton sending her home, something fans took issue with. Clayton kicked somebody out because she wouldn't open up emotionally on national TV. It's like, bro, come on. That's not, he didn't kick her out. You know, but I guess for those of us that are just watching TV, like the slop that it is, but it's like, come on. You really think the deciding factor for his love life was whether or not she would talk to some, quack therapist in Vienna? No offense to the therapist, but that's not what it was, okay? Therapy is personal, and it's never something that should be viewed as a competition or viewed by someone else. This date is disgusting. Well, that is kind of true with the therapy measuring contest. When they're like, how much trauma do you have? Well, let me break open the seal here. And that's kind of how it can be. It can feel sometimes. Yes, the best way to break down walls and get to know someone deeper is to force them to do a therapy session on national TV in front of a therapist, who I guess works at a Freudian place. Well, they never know nothing about. Nothing but love on Bachelor. Clayton kicked someone out, so we already read that one. Another therapy date. A therapy date on national television. At this point, a group therapy date is the free space on every single Bachelor bingo card. Trauma dumping and now straight up therapy. Can we get some bowling dates? I like it. Everyone's like, can't they just play darts or throw those axe things? What are those axe things? It broke a light. What are those axe things that they're used to? You know what I mean? Those stupid dates. What's like a cliche date everyone does now? Oh, we're going to go to the park and feed the pigeons. Or how about we talk about your dead father? It's like, okay, why don't we just do a picnic and settle for a couple $2 chucks and an HJ? You know what I'm talking about? All right, anyway, so let me pull up Genevieve over here. And it's not Genevieve's fault. She was, if anything, you could say, sometimes those that struggle to, open up are the ones you need to listen to the most, As far as, she could have come the farthest. Is this from last night? So I don't even think I know what's going on inside me, she said. Hey, listen, I don't know. I had Thai food last night. I don't know what's going on inside me either. But that's the belly of the beast. Jen said this today, and we always like to share people's sort of swan songs, their messages that they leave when their time is up. It's been 5 months and I still don't even know what's going on inside of me. Before going on the show, one of my worst fears was being vulnerable. I dealt with all my emotions in private and relied on only myself to get through hard times. During this journey, I quickly realized there was nowhere to hide and I almost had no choice but to let my emotions out as I was feeling them. While I struggled to fully open up, I learned that it's okay to let others see the parts of you that you may be scared to show. You will never be able to fully love somebody if you have your walls up, and that's something I'll continue to work on. I've never been this type, so it's hard for me to put myself in her shoes here. But, I always grew up on sports teams and had different groups and communities, band, fraternity, football teams, just different activities where I could always open up. I always had someone to call or talk to. Now, there's sort of people that are maybe perfectionists in different personality types that I believe have a harder time sharing their flaws because they think everyone's perfect. But what we realize, and I get this through stand-up comedy, is I'm able to express all of my darkest failures, what I suck at, my this, my that, why I got fired, my fat nipples, my, whatever the hell you want to talk about, you take your flaws and you share them with others. I got crooked teeth, my earlobe flows this way, I got moles on my back, I might have melanoma, you know what I mean? You talk about these things in stand-up because you have no shame left, or at least very little of it. But I can't imagine what it's like for Genevieve to grow up pretty young lady and feel like the world's looking at her as a model of perfection. And look, we all got crooked teeth in our soul, and that's okay to air it out. And hopefully she learned that. But at the same time, she doesn't know The Bachelor that shit at all. She owes it to herself to fully explore who she is and de-burden from whatever forces she has on the inside telling her she's not worthy enough or whatever she's got going on. She owes that to herself to improve. She doesn't owe it to us. She doesn't really owe it to Clayton either. I learned that speaking up for what you believe in is always the right thing to do. It's been amazing to watch back and see that I was my complete self from the moment I stepped out of the limo and did nothing crazy because I was too nervous. If I could do it all over again, I'd do it the same, shrimp gate and all. I also learned that when I don't get sleep for 2+ days, I turn into a creature. Ask any producer if you don't believe me. And that's what they want on the show. They want to sleep deprive you so you do some stupid stuff. I'm forever grateful for the best thing that came from this experience, the friendships I've made. Some of these girls, and Clayton's like, what? What about me? What about the makeouts? She's like, the friendships. Some of these girls have truly become my best friends, and it's crazy that it all started with us fighting for the same man. The 2 a.m. talks, family dinners, laughing until some of us peed our pants. I will not mention names. Traveling the world. Who did it? Was it Mara? Traveling the world together, telling people we are an equestrian team. I'll hold the memories in my heart forever. Oh, an equestrian team. That's a fun one. And lastly, in this short story, I've been absolutely shocked by the love and kindness that I've received from Bachelor Nation, specifically my cousin, power recapper, and video journalist, Dave Neal. Oh, she kept that part out. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you who have followed and supported me along the way. I'm so much stronger than I ever imagined I could be, and I am more than ready to find what I came here for. I love you all. There it is, folks. Let's see if there's anything we missed here in the Instagram stories, but I think that pretty much covers it. So people always ask, do you use eyelashes? I'm dying to know. I don't use fake lashes because I'm terrible at putting them on and they bug me. I curl my lashes a lot and do 3 coats of Tarte Lights Camera Action Mascara. Wow. 3 coats of the goop. I should do my lashes. Should I do my eyelashes, guys? I feel like, can we get a close-up shot here? I just feel like if I paid a little bit more attention to my eyes. I've actually been putting castor oil on my face. Yeah, I know. Some people might think that's gross, but I've been putting castor oil on my face because my skin's been really dry. And I hear castor oil is actually good for your lashes if you are looking to plumpen up. It's plumping season. All right, what else do we have here? Too much info. Me when I get hangry, the Bachelor. I don't even think I know this is too accurate. I'm very unpleasant when hungry. Aren't we all? I never saw Genevieve that way. Some people see this as a resting bitch face. RBF, resting bitch face. I don't really, I don't know. I thought that was just a nice neutral face, but maybe she's trying to eye down some cold cuts there. Okay, anyway, so I think we got it all. We got the message from this video. Maybe the therapy is a little bit exploitative, but also what we see is not necessarily always what happened. But I do think that, it's like, look, therapy on The Bachelor's exploitative. So is the hometown dates when they pry people about their distant father. Yeah, everything about the show is performative and exploitative. And here we are, performatively eating the popcorn and drinking the tea. Let me know what you guys think, and more content coming your way. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.